Okay. Still no sound? Let's see here. Okay. Get it going here. There we go. Okay, we got sound now? Okay, you're good now. All right, sweet. I wasn't sure what the hell was going on. So, but I'm trying to get Justin Browning in here. He's going to hopefully join the stream. I'll ask him a few questions, see if he needs help. But yeah, so this show is going to be pretty much talking about everything that, a lot of people don't know Justin Browning. I've always been a big fan because of the fact that he speaks pretty much whatever he feels like, what he wants to say. He pretty much says it. I've actually been going towards that. Not a lot of people. All good, I believe. Okay. All right. Hopefully he joins the stream here shortly. But yeah, we're just going to basically get him in here, and I don't think he's been on any shows, and to me, on his bodies of water, like the Ohio River, he's on there. I can't see his deal. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Oh, there he is. Okay. Hey, there he is.
What's going on?
What's up? Nothing much. How you doing?
I was sitting here. I forgot to enter my name.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. How you been doing, Justin?
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah.
Living the dream. Quarantined.
Yeah. So you guys locked down in your state?
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna have to make a trip south to the promised land.
I kind of figured you're due,
Yep.
aren't you?
I'm due. Yep.
Yep. I had to cancel this trip because our work told us that if we had left and then came back, we'd have to be quarantined ourselves for 14 days.
Really?
Well, and then of course that falls underneath, we have FMLA, so that doesn't pay. It's just excused. Well, then I'd have to file for unemployment. So I'm like, you know what? We'll cancel this trip. But I told the wife, I said, I'm looking at least a 3 or 4 day bender, So.
Yeah. Me and the old lady's supposed to go in April, or supposed to go in a couple of weeks. But okay. I think I'm gonna try to get out here real soon.
Oh, I bet. So you're kicked out of your work too.
It's the lady shut down. Everything around here shut down except Pay Lakes.
I seen that, which is stupid.
Everything. I went by there. I went by one yesterday. There was probably 200 people there.
Wow. So they're profiting off all this.
Yep.
And who knows how many of those people are infected by this crap too.
Well, if they ain't infected by the coronavirus, they probably got AIDS anyway.
There you go. Oh yeah. All right, so introduce yourself, man. Tell everybody where you're from, where you mainly fish.
I'm from Ohio. Usually fish Ohio River, but I fish all over. I fish Santee, fished everywhere along Tennessee River. But mostly fish the Ohio River. That's my home waters, but it ain't real good no more. It's been destroyed. But I mean, it could be worse, I guess. We could be living in Texas.
That ain't no shit, too. I've been there.
I have too, once. And that was my only time I'll ever go there again.
Go there again? Yeah, unless you want to go catch stripers.
Yeah. And I'd probably go back I'd probably hit the Tennessee River for that too.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've caught my actually biggest striper I ever caught was on Wheeler. It was 30 pounds.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
yep.
There's some monsters down there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what's
But,
what's your PB?
105, and it come on Wheeler.
105. Wow.
And I had a 93 before that one. That one came on Wheeler.
Hmm.
And that one was 9 years ago.
Wow. So
and that was the first fish I ever caught on Wheeler.
Really?
In the first 5 minutes, I was on Wheeler.
Wow.
And that got me hooked.
That's a good fish.
Yeah. I was like, damn.
That was me. I think that was 10 years ago. We went down there, and first fish I caught was a 74. So then the guys kicked me in the front of the boat. I started drinking. I thought, well, I'm done. I'm happy. Well, then I casted 2 rods out each side of the boat, and next thing you know, this rod just doubles over, and it was an 84. So I thought, shit, man.
Yeah, it's the Tennessee River is I mean, it's a good place to fish. It's an easy place to fish. It's a good place to fish. Them guys don't know how good they got it down there.
No, they don't. Yeah, well, I think they're just starting to finally realize how good they got it.
Yeah, I mean,
they're starting to.
There ain't a bad lake. Yeah, there ain't a bad lake on the Tennessee River.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard a lot about what is it, Chickamauga? Is that what that lake's called? That's a good
lake. Yeah.
That's what I heard. That's a good one. Gunnersville. I've never been on Gunnersville, but I heard it's good if the grass doesn't mess with you.
Yeah, Gunnersville. It's a little different to fish, but it's a good lake. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I heard that from you. So about the grass. So
Nickajack's good. I mean, Watts Bar. It's polluted with, no, it's a numbers lake. It's polluted with fish.
Is there
a lot of 15 to 35, 40 pound fish? But if you can't catch fish on Watts Bar, you probably shouldn't be fishing.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
I know some Iowa guys that went to Wheeler a couple of years ago, and all they caught was channels.
Do you catch a lot of channel on Wheeler?
I've caught one myself, but we've boated quite a few while we were down there. Nothing big, like 3 to 5 pounders,
I've literally only put 2 channel cat in a boat ever on Wheeler.
Really?
Ever. That's it.
We had team from Iowa boys. They went down. I think it was for that that Winter Blues tournament, and they went out. First time they ever been on the lake, and all they could catch was channels. So I thought,
really?
What the hell you guys using for bait? And they were like, "Oh, we're using big ass skipjack." I'm like, "No, you weren't. There's no way you were."
Yeah. That's crazy.
So how long you been I know you used to bass fish.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to go from bass fishing to catfish?
Well, I always catfished. And here's the thing, I grew up at a pay lake. From the time I could walk to shoot, after I graduated high school, I was at a pay lake every day.
Really?
But back then it was a little different.
It was basically farm raised, weren't they?
Farm raised channel cat. My aunt owned the lake. I mean, I literally grew up there. And then once they switched over from farm raised channel cat to river fish, I knew it wasn't for me. I mean, I said, I'm not going to sit. I said, it's hard for me to sit here, watch them put these fish in. And, I was young. I didn't know no better. I thought, man, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then 2 days later, watch them all float up dead. I said, this ain't for me. And then they put another load in. They're all dead a couple of days later. Everybody thinks these fish live a long time. If they get 2 weeks out of them, that's 90% of your fish will die within the first 2 weeks of being stocked.
Wow.
And they'll just go get more.
Yeah, well, a lot of them don't realize that if they're putting 3,000 to 5,000 pounds of fish in every other week, then I mean, that's going to say something's happening to them. You know.
Oh yeah, they're dying. Yep.
Yep.
It's so then so I mean and then I started fishing the river. And I always fish the river anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, once I started fishing the river, religiously, just strictly the river, I never went back. And then I mean, don't get me wrong, I got into bass fishing and crappie fishing. I fish for everything, but I mean, catfishing's just always been that's what's got my heart right there.
Yep. Well, I was told it's the next best thing to like deep sea fishing. How hard they pull.
Yeah. It is. Yep.
Now, does your family still own the pay
No,
lake?
my aunt, they got out of it probably, oh man, it's had to have been 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
It's probably been about 25 years, I'd say.
Maybe.
94, 95, right around in there. That's when they got out of it. And it was, like back then it wasn't like it was now. Now it's strictly all gambling. It's all it's about.
Yep. Well, and I've read a lot of articles, a lot of drugs and shit like that goes on through there. We've seen all the articles for the, them getting caught for shit they shouldn't have there, but so as far as did you tournament fish for bass or just fun?
Yeah, I fished quite a few tournaments for bass. I loved it. It was a blast. Still love it. It's just it's hard to do. It's hard to do it all. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
It's just it's hard to do it all, and then I mean, now it's just it's hard to get away from them big fish.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, them big fish it's. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still bass fish, still crappie fish, walleye fish, but I mean, my go-to is catfish. Yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, and Wheeler. So
yeah.
I would have to say on Ohio and Wheeler, you're probably one of my top picks to, you could destroy anybody at any given time if they wanted to on those two.
It's the Ohio Rivers in our pool. It's tougher. I mean, we got numbers now. I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and say that the numbers ain't there. If the size ain't there no more. I mean, them floods brought some bigger fish in. Last year we had a pretty good year in our pool. Now you go down river, you can still get in. I mean, the Candleton pool that's the best pool left on the Ohio River in my opinion. That's two pools down from ours.
Yep.
And they're just back in the day. It never got commercially fished as much because there wasn't no fish houses around. Fish houses didn't move it down there in that area till about 2012. And now that guy's in prison, and his son's running a caviar business, which is all gill net. They're all gill netters.
Yep.
And that's the gill netters is actually what killed our pool, what killed our river. We always had some commercial fishing, but the gill netters is the ones that, because they're after big fish. They're after paddlefish, but they sell all their bycatch, which is the catfish, to the pay lakes.
See, and after the paddlefish, because of the what do you call it? The
caviar.
Yeah. Yep. They call it what's the black gold or something like that, or what they call it? Yep. So.
And 90% of the commercial fishermen we have are not from here. They're from Missouri, Tennessee. They're not even from, most of them in our area ain't even from Kentucky.
Huh. See, I remember that video. Well, in that video I shared, and I said, I can't believe Kentucky lets this happen. And I had somebody from Omaha say, we get trucks like that all the time in Omaha on the Missouri River, and they'll actually load that truck up, and who knows where they're taking them. More than likely, they're taking them across, the state of Missouri, and they're going to a pay lake or something like that. See, we don't have any pay lakes up here, so we've never even, as far as I know, we've never had any. But
you don't want them.
No, oh
It's
God.
like they're like the coronavirus.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah. Well, we don't have no big fish up here though.
We don't either anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. But we got
Yeah.
decent flatheads, but they've been destroyed by the diddy pole guys. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, heck yeah. Anyone going to Wheeler next week? You going to Wheeler next week?
Yeah.
You are. Yep.
I'll be there in 2 days.
Yeah. Craig Latham asked that. So, all right. Jason Big Cat Mathena asked if he changes. Does he change techniques depending on fronts or high or low pressure systems?
Tell Mr. Mathena
He can hear you.
I don't change nothing.
He can hear
Big
you.
bait all the time,
Yep.
and all I do is drag
Yep.
at Wheeler.
Yeah.
But I am taking a bumping pole, and there will be anchor rods on my boat this trip.
Oh, I guarantee you. I've seen all the current down there right now.
Yeah, they're pulling about 260,000 through there right now. Yeah.
God damn. That's crazy.
They got some water.
Huh.
And I guarantee you won't see me anchored up in the whore hole below Wilson.
Oh no. No.
Yeah.
I guarantee on that little drop ledge.
But it will be full, I guarantee, this weekend.
Oh yeah. Of course.
And there'll be guys down there saying, you better get tuned in.
Right? Yeah.
Because hey, at dark, when them fish move in, you won't see us catch nothing during the day. Except a couple dinks. But hey, at night after dark, we're going to be in the whore hole.
There'll probably be a dozen boats sitting right there.
Hey, it looked like a herd of duck decoys, it looks like down there.
It will.
And you'll know when we was down there one night, all of a sudden it looked like there's lighting a Times Square Christmas tree up at New York.
Really?
Lights started coming on. I started hearing smackdown, and I started hearing, you better get tuned in, and flashes going. So I was like, oh shit, we gotta go live. So I got on Facebook and looked. It was like a 16-pounder.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, I got tuned in for that.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they're definitely utilizing what they have now.
Yeah.
And and the bad thing is I think they're doing it for the wrong reasons. So, but
I
mean,
I'm gonna give you have you seen the Netflix series Tiger Kings that everybody's talking about?
We watched our first episode last night. I thought, what is this crap?
Okay, well, hey, don't turn it off yet. Watch more episodes because the first one's it's kind of slow. You're going to see what I'm talking about here in a minute. The second one, you're really going to see what I'm talking about. And the third one, as soon as I get off here, I'm upstairs watching here in a minute. Really? I'm telling you, it gets good. It's a train wreck. It reminds me of catfishing so much. And here's the reason why. Okay, so you got Joe Exotic, which is from Oklahoma, and the GW Zoo.
Yep.
Okay, he's got these tigers. He's breeding them. He's selling them. He's making money off of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one group. Then you got this guy who's got 4 wives and brainwashed a whole cult full of people down in South Carolina doing the same thing.
Yeah.
He's making more money. He's making money off of them. Then you got some crazy woman down in
Florida.
I think Florida.
Yep.
And she's a PETA, she's with the PETA. She's got PETA on these other groups trying to close them down and stuff.
Yep.
She's another group. Only she's trying to say she's doing it for the right reasons
but she's doing
trying to find out it's all about money.
Yep.
So here's where this goes hand in hand with catfishing. Okay. So you got these 3 groups. Let's just put them in 3 groups.
Yeah.
You got the guys that are idiots that most people watch them and they're dumber when they get done watching them than they was before.
Yep.
They're wanting to make money and they're selling junk. Then you got the guys, and I'm not throwing all of them in there, but you got a lot of them who are, we'll say, guides, Um, we'll say we'll put the guides and others in that one. We'll leave others as who we can throw in it whenever we need to. Then you got the conservation people. We're not going to leave them out. And even though I'm one of them, I do it for the right reasons. I don't do it for any other thing.
Yep.
Then you got them that's saying, "Hey, we're here to make the sport grow," but you got these radicals over here that's hurting the sport, which would be me, and you now.
Oh yeah.
So now, even though that you got so all these groups are really the same because it's all over money. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It don't matter how you look at it, but they do have all one thing in common. None of them will preach conservation unless they're going to benefit from it.
Yep.
Because the guides ain't going to preach it because half of their business is pay lakers from Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky or West Virginia. Then you got the other guys over here that's selling shit. They ain't going to say nothing because they're going to want to lose $1 and don't want to lose a 10% discount off their Chinese hooks and whatever other garbage. And then you got the other conservation people that says, "Hey, we're just here to make the sport grow. That's it." Well, you're an idiot. They ain't making nothing grow. They're doing it because they want their pockets to grow. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Here's my thing. I remember sitting in Texas, even though it was as bad as it was, and it was bad.
It was
so bad. It was terrible. I have nightmares about Texas, and it ain't steers and queers. It's terrible. So anyway, I remember sitting in Texas, and I'll give credit where credit's due. I don't care, regardless. If something's right, whether I hate it or not, I'm gonna give somebody credit.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I was sitting in Texas, with me and Micah and Jim. We were sitting in this little cabin. Alex Nagy, from Twisted Cats, had a guy from Illinois on.
Yep.
Who was a biologist? Remember that when he had him on there and they was talking about conservation. That is the only person I've seen out there in business in the catfishing world who openly would talk about conservation. Yes. Everybody else, you got. Wheatley, and there's some other guys on there that talk about conservation. That's in there, but majority of the people out there, it's forbidden.
Oh yeah.
You don't hear about it.
No. Ever.
You know what I mean? And to me, you can't make the sport grow if you're not going to preach conservation. If you don't take care of your fish, without them, you don't have a sport.
Yeah, there's no sport. Yeah.
And anymore, the catfishing world is a lot like WWE. It's fake.
Oh yeah, big time.
Extremely fake.
Big time. Well, you see a lot of the products that people are pushing now. It started on the Tennessee River.
Yep.
Well, I don't care. You could put a vibrator on that leader line, turn it on.
Stay tuned.
And have it flashing and vibrate and twirling, and then have that little, what is that little thing that sticks out there? You could have that thing going crazy. Yeah, the rabbit. But as long as you put a piece of fresh skipjack on the end of that line, that catfish don't give two shits whether you bites it or not. You're going to catch a fish on it.
Yeah.
And that's how all that bullshit started. That is exactly how it all started.
Stay tuned because there might be a video made with a vibrator.
Oh, Lordy. Well, I know there was one with a Barbie. That was that Dave House.
Well, there might be one with a big throbbing vein. This one's going to be realistic too. It's going to have throbbing veins in it. It's going bulging veins is what it's going to have in it.
There you go.
It's going to be a big one too.
It's going to be, I bet.
Hey, everybody better get tuned in.
I bet. You better start up the Facebook page or something. You ought to catch a fish on that just to show people, you know what?
Yeah.
It's not what kind of rigs you use. It's really what kind of fresh bait you put on the end of your line.
I tell my buddy, it's kind of like crappie fishing. If I'm crappie fishing and I'm fishing, especially cold, and I'm fishing deep, 90% of the time, I know people's not going to believe this, but I swear to God, catfish are the same way. Crappies like piranhas. They eat.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't quit. And I want you put a bait in front of them, they're going to hit it 90% of the time. Unless it's on a major cold front. It's all about getting that bait in front of that fish. You put the bait in front of the fish, that's the most important thing.
Yep.
Catfish guys, I swear I see it all the time. I have people ask me, man, this and that, and I tell them, they'll ask me a question, and I'll tell them something, and then they'll think I'm lying to them.
Yep.
Like, and I'm like, okay, then don't ask. I mean, I'm telling you the truth. If you don't, even if you don't believe me, it is what it is. That's my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
You know, because I'll tell them, I'll say, you need to get rid of all that crap that you're using, and just go. I learn where the fish are. If you learn where the fish are, that's going to do more for you than any piece of crap product they got out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't use one piece of product that any of them guys sell. None.
Me neither.
And we'll never. and we'll, I mean, what cracks me up in the catfish world is I'll watch one guy. He'll be a pro staff for some anal bead company one day.
Yep.
Then the next company will come out. 2 weeks later, he'll be having them for sale on Marketplace, and he'll be selling. He'll be another product that's outstanding, just like the one before that he had for sale was before. I mean, they're sponsored jumpers. I ain't never in my life. I'm sitting there thinking, if guys are going to spend their hard-earned money on a product, and they want me to push it, it better be good.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Well, not only that, but so if you're going to catch fish on it, then more likely it's going to cost them.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be a 10% deal. You're doing them a service by pushing products for them. That's more than likely you're going to put fish in the boat. So you know what, 10% ain't going to cut it. It shouldn't even be 50 or 60%.
Advertising is a multi-billion-dollar business in this country. Yeah. Look how much it is for Super Bowl commercials.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Catfishermen are definitely selling themselves short when it comes to
way short.
Yeah, when it comes to
because here's the thing. A lot of in the bass fishing world, there's not much product in a cat. You don't need much product to catch catfish.
And that's
what's out there. Yeah, what's out there. If you're gonna, it's hard to get these bigger companies involved because there's nothing in it for them. I've talked to ton of them. A couple of them in the bass fishing world is huge, and they're like, we don't want nothing to do with it. What are we going to sell?
Yeah,
same hooks that everybody else is selling.
Yep,
there just ain't no money in it.
Yep.
And a lot of these guys, if I was going to be a sponsor guy and care about it, I'd be thinking outside the box.
Yeah. Well,
on sponsors.
I talked to Alex Nagy the other day, and he picked up it's like a crappie jig company. And I said, see, you're doing the smart thing because of the fact that you're not basing your whole company off just catfish because you can't do it. I said, so you're branching out, you're getting crappie. Eventually, I'm pretty sure he'll probably get into some bass stuff, probably start testing out, bass poles. And that's going to be a company that grows because they're not putting all their eggs in one basket and trying to drum up, garbage to sell like what we've been saying. And he's going to be pumping, the crappie jigs, which I also use those for skipjack. So, they're multi-jigs. So, he's just going to be eventually, the ripping lips is going to be bigger than what it was, 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
When it was a decent size, but
But
yeah, he's thinking out. He's trying to make this pretty much a retirement job, which all the best for him. But that's how it's going to happen. He can't put all of his eggs in just catfishing because it's not there.
Right.
Now everybody's starting to realize. So this last tournament we won here on Red Rock, I had a team come up to us. What are you using for your rigs? And I just said, well, just just my leader, a float and hook, and a little pencil weight. a pencil sinker weight. And he goes, "You're
Yeah.
shitting me." I said, "No." And fresh bait, shad, chubs. Are you kidding me? And you put 4.5 pounds on everybody? Fuck yeah, I did. That's because you guys, it's you're out thinking everything, and that's
Yeah.
and now he doesn't use those. He doesn't use them anymore. He just go back to the straight, floats, hooks, and shit like that. And it's just, and he was kind of new in the sport, and he got wrapped up into the bullshit, of people pushing the garbage.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Well, and another thing in catfishing world, what a lot of guys don't see is there's a huge clique in catfishing.
Oh.
I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not just fishing against one guy usually in these tournaments. You're fishing against that whole clique.
Yeah, team.
It's hilarious. I crack up.
Yep.
But it's I don't know. It's a different world. I mean, it's like that in bass fishing too. Bass fishing's the same way. You get these guys that'll go out there and they look like $1 million out there fishing, but when it comes to putting fish in the boat,
they had to ask somebody to. I was told, I can't remember who told me, but they told me that in the bass circuit, a lot of these big time bass guys will actually get a hold of people in that area where they're going to go fishing and kind of search around a little bit, see what they're using for their baits, lures and shit like that, to see where the fish are at. And then all they do is show up and bam, start putting fish in the boat. Well, and then they'll go and buy those guys dinner or something like that, for helping them out.
It happens. I'll tell you another big thing in the bass fishing world. A lot of these guys will come in. You want me to tell you how they do their homework when it comes to a tournament? They'll find out where all the clubs have their tournaments out of.
Yeah.
And then they'll go fish the release areas. We call them retreads. And they'll stay there. Like Tanner's Creek's a big, they have more tournaments out Tanner's Creek on the Ohio River. We call it the Miracle Mile because the first mile, that's where every tournament's going to get one at.
Really?
Most of the time, they don't even have to start their big motor up. They just back off the trailer, throw the trolling motor down. The first 100 yards is off limits. After that, that's where they fish. But it looks good on camera afterwards when they can say, "Hey, look what we won." You know what I mean? We had one guy, and we was fishing a tournament down there, this bass tournament, and never even started his big motor.
Wow.
Well, he came in, and they was like, "Well, we need to measure his fish." I said, "You don't have to measure him. He was measured yesterday when they was turned loose from another tournament." You know what I mean? But I mean, it happens a lot. It's just funny. It happens in everything. Anytime there's money involved, you're gonna have that. It's just like in Texas. If I ever went back to Texas, I wouldn't even spend 1 ounce. There wouldn't be no time on the water. You want me to tell you what I do? I'd call every guide and say, "Hey, where are you located out of, and where do you clean your fish at?"
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'd go fish. I'd do exactly how it was won this year.
Yep. Park your boat just right outside the 100. What is it, 100 feet or 100 yards or something like that?
Whatever it is, I'll guarantee I could cast that far.
Oh, I guarantee. That's how they did it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And they knew they was going to do it. That's why they made that rule up about no fishing. You had to be 50 yards from fish cleaning station.
Yep.
Before that.
Oh yeah. Or any dock or whatever it is. Yep.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't never spent 6 days on the water and never caught a fish. I caught a stick and a plastic bag.
we caught a serpentine belt. And then we caught some cats down there, but they weren't as big as I think the first day we brought in 12.5 pounds, and I'm like, come on. But
it was bad. It was bad. But I'd been when Jim signed us up for that tournament, I started watching what the guys was catching, and I was like, there ain't nothing down there, man.
I was looking the biggest.
Yeah, I was watching Tawakoni and all them other ones, thinking, okay, there's no reason. Everybody could say, "Oh, it wasn't a good time of year down there." Every other lake in Texas was producing.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Just because it's not a good time of year, just because it's not the greatest conditions, which I thought the conditions were pretty good down there. Honestly, I fished way worse.
Yeah. I fished on Wheeler worse and caught bigger fish.
Yeah, there's no reason why fish don't quit biting. You know what I mean? It could be the worst conditions ever. Somebody's gonna find fish that are active.
Oh yeah.
Not down there.
No.
Hey, oh, it was. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I think we got some. Let's see here. Oh, I think we already talked about Triangle Lake and stuff. Brian Gayhart.
Oh God.
Yeah, getting some people in here. They're asking some questions. Yeah, Jason Big Cat Messina called you a liar. He said you never changed.
I don't even change my underwear when I'm fishing.
I try to, because I went down there with Colton Buchanan one time. It was in February, and it was we had a huge cold front go through, and I said, you know what, let's go to Wheeler. So we left Thursday, and we cruised down to Mississippi, and thought we'd try out what was that, Tim Tom B Waterway.
Yeah,
and we coasted some baits up, up on the spillway and stuff. Didn't catch anything, so I said, hell, Wheeler's not too far away. So we cut over to Wheeler, and it was 3 full days of sleeping in the truck, fishing at night down there, and it was like, I think it was like 18 degrees. We pulled off one night, and that we had about an inch of ice on the back of the boat just from casting, cold. And I was like, man, this is probably the worst I've ever dealt with.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they had a pretty good storm earlier the other night, dumped about 2 inches of rain on them. I guess they just missed the tornado by 10, 15 miles.
I seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. So what kind of rod you using?
Well, I get made fun of all the time for my rods.
Hey, they work. You put big fish in the boat, so
I use Berkeley E-Cats since they've been out.
Yep.
That's all I use.
Now are they are they heavy, medium heavy, medium?
I got medium heavies and heavies.
Okay.
And I use them both, but I use heavies just about all the time, except for sometimes in the wintertime I'll drop down to the medium heavies just on a real tough bite, but most of the time I stick with the heavies.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they've been good rods. I've never broke none. I couldn't even tell you how many of them. Yeah. They're cheap. Plus, I don't know what makes me stick with. I mean, I just like them. They work, and yeah. My second rod that I would use if I was using any rod out there would be the ones you was using, the TWCs. But I couldn't stand the guy that made them, so I don't use the shit. You know what I mean?
It's understandable.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to get along with. So,
well, I'm talking about the original.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. When they first came out, it's not that I didn't like him. I just thought he was arrogant, cocky, and he never did nothing for catfishing except filled his pockets, and that was it.
Yeah.
But and as big as fight as we was in around here for regulations, this is when this is before the monster rod holders. This was back when they he was doing when Steve was doing Aqualung and just started making videos. That's when Leach came in. I mean, he fished the same area we fished, and I just I didn't have nothing wrong with the rods personally. I would using them rods had it not been for I wasn't. That's just how I am.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't care how good something is. If I don't like you, I ain't using your crap.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. But
what kind of reels?
6500s.
6500s.
C3s. I got some. It's probably 25 years old.
Whew.
But here's the thing, everybody says. Plus, I collect Abu Garcia. I've got a bunch.
Yeah.
Old vintage. One of the problems with that people break the feet off of how the feet break on 6500s.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give everybody a tip right now. Take in power handles and throw them in the river.
Really?
A power handle on a 6500 will break You'll break more feet off because if anybody that's fished on my boat knows, they get a fish, they don't touch that front foregrip. I'll smack their hand. You got to cradle that reel because when you're winching on it, and if you got your hand up here on the foregrip, and you got the butt buried in, the butt or the rod in your gut or whatever.
Yep.
And you got that big old winch handle. Where's all the pressure at?
Twisting and.
Yep. It breaks the feet off.
Put a lot of torque on it.
I mean, I've got reels literally that's 25 years old that get used. I'm talking. I mean, these things have caught some fish and they get abused. I'm talking terrible abuse, and they're still good.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it's not that I don't like power handles. I just don't like them on 6500s.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it does break them. It'll break the feet off.
Huh. But
I mean, and it's it's whatever. Everybody likes something different. You know what I mean?
Oh,
but
for sure.
That's just me. I just always use 6500s and ECAS. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
by
the looks of your pictures that you post and some of the videos that you put on there, I mean, you bring big fish in the boat. So I mean, more than anybody.
I got a couple videos. So I got a couple videos I found the other day. I need to edit. If I could edit them, I'd have some good videos. But
send them to me.
I need to watch. I need to if I'm videoing, I need to shut up because they're full of. You know what I mean? I go a little overboard sometimes.
Well, that's where the editing process comes in, or you just be go to me and just don't care anymore. That's
what I do. But sometimes I think, oh, I'm already an outcast, and then if I get a big fish on and it's only 13 pounds, I start screaming, "You better get tuned in! I'm about to put the smack down on this pig with my Kirby rig."
I know, right? Yeah,
more
junk for the people that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, so I just and here's the thing. I don't care what anybody does, if anybody makes videos or what anybody does. But here's the thing. If you're an attention whore and a cheater, I have no room and I have no regards. I have nothing for you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And anybody can make a mistake. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'll give anybody the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But man, it don't take long. But you can. I feel I'm a pretty good judge of character, and it don't take long. I can't stand an attention whore. You know what I mean?
Yep. I agree.
So I don't know. It is what it is.
Now, if you're in a tournament on Wheeler, and you got two big fish in the boat, now you're going after your unders. How close do you get to that 34-inch mark before you say, that's an over, we're going to go ahead and throw him back?
Well, this has happened. Well, actually, I had an incident on the Ohio River last year. I mean, I knew we had the winning bag. I knew we did. Yeah. I knew we was not going to get beat. And there's not many times I do that and say, hey, I hate people when they get cocky and say think they got it. I hate, so we had a big bag. I mean, a big bag for the Ohio River.
Yeah.
And at 9 o'clock, I told my partner, I said, we're done. We're just going to it's hot. I said, we're going to go sit in the shade. We're done fishing. We don't need to fish no more today.
Yep, just babysit.
I said, we're going to keep these fish alive, and then we're going to go drive around and just be seen in decoy spots all day.
Yep.
That's what we did. I swear to God, that's what we did.
Yep.
And so we get up there, and we had a 50-something, a 40-something. We had when the rods went down, they went down one rod after the other.
Oh.
And they was all good fish for the Ohio River. And we had a couple overs that we'd already in the live well. So we just had to call, and I had one that was like ours is 35-inch limit up here. So I had one that was 34 and like 3/4. I had one that was like, I mean, it was pretty close. Another one that was 30. I had a couple that I was going to have to call. One of them, I had one that was barely over that I needed to call, and I had one. So we're up there. I had a 50-something in the live well and a 40-something in the live well. I knew them was going to be our two overs.
Yeah.
So when we went to call, I had them laying at the bottom of the boat. I told Mike, I said, I'm going to call these fish. Luckily, I had another one in there. I always keep an extra fish in there if I can.
Mm-hmm.
I went to call, and I threw my 34 3/4 inch over or under back and kept my 35. Or 35. It was a little over 35. I was like, oh, man. So what I do, I didn't go up there because I figured they wouldn't measure, and I figured I could have got away with it. But you know what? I'm not a cheater.
Yep.
That fish went back, and I kept a 4-pounder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In its place. But here's the thing. I mean, it worked out. We still won. I mean, we won by a lot. But, a lot of them guys, look at that tournament last week.
Oh, yeah.
At Cabela's. They should have measured fish next. I was on a live feed sitting there thinking, somebody needs to start measuring fish.
I was about to have a heart attack when I seen the dude lift I think it was like a 50 or 60 pounder just by his bottom jaw
and throw it in the tub
and do one of these. And I'm like,
yeah.
Holy shit, what did he just do? And after that I thought I can't watch the one. So
yeah. Yeah, it was but I know anybody can make mistakes on measuring fish. I know it happens. And yeah. If I got a fish and he's close, I'm so paranoid. You can ask the old lady. She's seen it a million times. I measure that fish a lot. I'll measure it every which way I can. If it's an 1/8, 1/4 inch, he's going back.
Yep.
Because 9 times out of 10, if he's got a big hard belly, when you measure him,
he goes.
As soon as he flattens it out, you know what's going to happen.
He's longer.
So if he's that close, before we weigh in, and I know I got a close one, I'll go up to the tournament director and say, hey, let me see your board. I want to measure one.
Yep.
I've never had one say, no, you can't use my board to measure a fish before you weigh it in.
For sure.
So there's no excuses. None.
Yep.
On an overfish. And then you got your cheaters like Larry Hughes and Pounders and Joey Pounders and the rest of them. Hey, they got told that down there in that Bass Pro tournament. They got told the day before not to be bringing fish in because they all got busted the day before. Yep. They still did it.
Yep.
You know what? And they're still in catfishing. They have been blackballed, and they damn sure shouldn't be on any pro staffs.
Nope. I know, but that's the nature of it. It's that click part that you see.
Yep.
So like so, a lot of times you'll see B&M pro staff. They'll also be XL boat pro staff.
Yeah.
It's that whole click thing. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I understand that, and a lot of people on here will probably agree with us. They wonder why those same people are fishing too, but not too many. I don't think I know a guy that has been blackballed from tournaments. There was that one guy from Kansas City that was shocking flathead, but he doesn't even chance it no more. He just doesn't even fish in tournaments anymore. So.
Yeah, I don't know of anybody. And don't get me wrong. You'll never, ever, ever see me call somebody a cheater because that's like calling somebody a rapist. Unless you got 100% proof, you'll never hear that out of my mouth ever because that's something. Them's harsh words.
Oh yeah,
them's, you know what I mean, and that'll stick with you whether you did it or not.
What's even better is when it's on live.
Yeah, that's even better.
when you see them go back for the third time, it's like, oh shit, something's going on here. I bet it's over, and then you see him do this. It's over by that much. Well, that much right there is if you're over by 1/4 inch. I'm technically that fish shouldn't even hit the live well.
Yeah.
In my perspective.
Yeah. Well, and here's another thing. Tournament. Okay, everybody wants to say, hey, we need to go to the next level. We need to We need to separate the boys from the men. We need to make a pro level, go to that next level. You can't do that when you're not holding anybody at a higher, you know what I mean, a level. You know what I mean? The tournament anglers should be held up on it. They should be held higher, accountable. You know what I mean? They got to have some kind of accountability.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, or something, because
a lot of people
these tournaments.
Yeah, the companies are pushing their their videos and shit like that. I mean, let's just be real. Like, I don't have companies pushing my shit because I don't kiss their ass.
Yeah,
I'm not going to push a bunch of shitty products, to get a 10 or 20% off, products. I'm going to make my own shit because I know it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but there's guys that'll just bend over backwards for some of these garage tackle companies.
Yeah.
And, yeah, really, what's the point?
Yeah. I mean, everybody likes different things. I like my thing. You like your own things.
Yeah.
But if you see something on my boat, it's because I 100%
trust it.
Trust that product.
Yep.
Whether it's 6500 that everybody else breaks the feet off of, hey, I trust it on my boat.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, granted, I use them different. Because sometimes you got to look at the people using the product too. So I've had people say I wouldn't use them things; they're junk. Well, look at your rest of your shit. You know what I mean? You got good shit, and it's junk. Yeah. I don't know if it's operator. Some cases you got to look at the person using it.
Yep.
But I mean, there's a lot of product out there that's garbage.
Yeah.
A lot. I crack up at guys. The dragon weights, perfect example. Guys paying $4, $5, $6 for a dragon weight.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah. And what? So tell me this. I think you use the same rigs I do, the hook, the floats, and that's basically when you're probably using a bank sinker or whatever.
Pencil weight.
Now, what is your best day on Wheeler Lake?
The best day was last April. It was the third week of April.
Yep.
Me and the old lady was fishing. I'm sure she's upstairs watching.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We caught a 105. Right after that, we caught an 86.
Wow.
I believe right after that, she caught a 73 and a half. And I couldn't tell you how many, probably anywhere from 30 to 55, 60 pounders we caught that day.
Mm.
It was phenomenal. And we had, here, you want me to tell you what was funny about that day? I found these fish the day before, and we smoked them the day before.
Yep.
Well, nobody was around us. There was nobody around us. We never seen another boat. We seen one boat in 4 days.
Oh.
And that's unusual at Wheeler.
Oh yeah,
especially nowadays. It used to not be, but it is nowadays.
Yep.
So that morning we get out there. We was dragging, and we was at Stump Field. I missed 6 drag rippers in a row. I'm talking wicked tuna, screaming, never hooked up. I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, there's something wrong. I mean, 6. I mean, I'm not talking, taps. I'm talking ripping 50, 60 yards of line off when it hit and never hooked up. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this ain't, I mean, you'll miss them every now and then, but not 6 in a row.
Yep. And
then I told her, and this is back to back to back to back.
Yep.
So then I told her that 105 I caught, it was the first fish that day after missing 6. That rod just kind of folded over. It didn't even wick a tune of the rod. And finally folded. I said, "You want this fish?" And she probably thought, "Okay, it's a little one. I don't want that one. I want one of the screamers."
Yep.
She's like, "No, go ahead." I got up her, and as soon as I got up her, it folded it. And I told her, I said, "Man, this is a good one." And it ended up being a 105. And she'll tell me, "Oh, I hogged the rods and everything." That's not the case. That was 100% the truth. Yep. I did ask her if she wanted that fish. So the next fish, or then I think she catches one. No, the very next fish, which I don't know why I got it. I might have hogged that rod because it was a drag ripper. Yep. But anyway, it was an 86. I mean, we put like 300 and some pounds of fish in the boat and 5 fish that first morning. I mean, it was just, it was nuts. It was one of the, we'll probably never beat that trip ever again.
Yep.
It was crazy. It was a good trip. Well, I mean, we smoked them all week.
She's putting some hand over her face emojis there now.
Hey, I know she's upstairs right now trying to tell. She can't lie. That was 100% the truth. Yep. I did ask her if she wanted that fish.
Oh yeah.
And she said, "No, go ahead."
She still came away with a pretty good one, though.
She caught a 70.
Yeah.
I think a 73.5 was her big fish, and then she caught a 72 down on Wilson. It got rougher than crap up on Wheeler, like the day or two later. And I said, "Well," "we'll just go down on Wheeler." I said, "That dam will block it. The wind was blowing down the lake." Yeah. I said, "We'll be good down there." I said, "We'll get down there and fish." I'm not a big. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate fishing Wilson. I call it the kiddie pool. I call it the kiddie pond. Yep. Because it's so little, it's easy to fish. It just ain't my.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not saying I can't go down there and catch fish, because you catch a lot more fish, especially numbers, and you can get some good ones down there. Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But it's just, I like the challenge of Wheeler better. Wheeler can be tough. I mean, everybody says it's easy fishery, and it is, but it can have its days. You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, for sure.
But we went down there and she caught I think it was like a 72, but that thing was it looked way bigger than the 73.5 she caught the day before.
Yep. Well, I seen it actually looks bigger than the fish, the 105 you're holding.
It does. It does. I told her, we met that 105. I told her, I said, I got video of it too, but it's one of them ones that need edited too.
Yep.
Because I think I got video of that one. I got video of an 86. I got video of her catching a bunch, but she that 70. I think it was 72 that she caught down there. I need to get a good set of scales, because I mean, when we weighed that 105, I had to get somebody to come over and weigh it, because my scales wouldn't weigh it. Yep. And it would go to error every time. I knew it was a good fish, but that fish of mine, I didn't. To be honest with you, that fish was so long. Oh yeah. And it beat me to death in the boat, and I wasn't no way I was going to try to hold it up, because I was afraid I'd drop it. And it was beating me to death. But that fish was he was like 55 inches long. That 105 was. It was like 55 inches. And I think it was like 39 and 3/4 girth. Oh. And I told him, I called, like, I even put a post on Facebook asking anybody if they had a 100-pound scale. And because I knew mine wouldn't weigh. I tried to weigh it 2 or 4 times, and finally we ended up getting one. But that fish on her, that when we caught down on Wilson, I swear I think it was bigger than that. But I mean, that's what it weighed on my scale. But I don't know. It was a beast. It looked way bigger. Now, it wasn't near as long, but it was huge. But so.
Mono or braid?
Braid.
Why?
Yep. Because I don't like 100 million yards of I used to use mono. I don't like to stretch.
Yeah,
and I don't like to stretch, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Braid lasts a lot longer. I hate to stretch. I mean, when I want to break something off, I don't want to sit and have to pull on it, pull me off anchor, pull me off spot lock, whatever, try to break mono. I mean, I just wrap it around a reel, pop it, and it's done. I tie on and throw back out. You know, time is money when you're in a tournament.
Oh, for sure. I use what size mono for your leaders? What's your
50 pound. That's it.
50 pound? What, big game or?
Big game. Tried and true big game. Been around for years, and it's never failed me.
Yep.
I literally probably only break 2 or 3 liters a year.
Oh,
If I break 2 or 3, I'm going to be mad. But usually, if I break one, it's probably because I haven't. Every fish I catch, I check my leader every time.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't hardly ever break a fish off on a leader.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna clear something up here. One of the guys goes, "Is there going to be any good advice about this fishing? Just bashing everyone. I used to enjoy Big Easy Quest." Well, this goes to that guy. So I'm just going to look at it this way. So I live in Iowa. A lot of you guys don't know that. I live in Iowa. It's a channel cat fishery. We got 30 to 50 pound flathead, but I can guarantee you I can go to Wheeler and within a day and a half, I can be on big fish. And this guy that I invited on the show with me, Justin Browning, is I'm going to say you're top 1 or 2 best in the country, I would say, just from what I've seen. And that's why I had him on the show, because he's no bullshit. He's going to tell you the fucking truth.
I don't beat around the bush.
Exactly. And he's not going to beat around the bush to try to sell you a shitty product that you don't need. That's why I invited him on. So,
and I don't think it's really bashing.
No.
I think that it's just
you get tired.
It is what it is.
You get tired, like for me, you get tired of the people pushing shitty products on people.
Yeah.
And then those people say, "Well, it didn't work for me." Well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah. I can't. What bothers me, here's what I can't stand. Because I was that person one time. Not to push shitty product, but I was the person that was out looking for
trying everything
that maybe I didn't know. And then I had guys, I'd go buy something, seeing it, and go buy something, and it'd be junk, and I just wasted $50, $60, $100. And I'm sitting there thinking, and then it don't take long. If you're any kind of fisherman at all, it ain't going to take you long to see through these, you guys.
No.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just going to be honest with you. 90% of these guys out there are garbage fishermen, and they would never make it in the bass fishing world, would never make it in the crappie world.
Yep.
They're in the catfishing world because catfish is easy.
Yep. Now, okay, so I like this part. On average, before a huge tournament on Wheeler, how many messages do you get from the top guys in the sport?
I'll tell you what, I won't even answer it. I'll let Danessa upstairs tell her, Danessa, tell him how many times my phone rings before a tournament. I won't even have to say anything.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's quite a few.
Yeah. Or Jim, I know Jim's probably in a live feed. Mike is probably in a live feed. How many times have we been sitting in a boat and have my phone ring?
Oh, I believe it.
They can answer it.
Yep.
And what's funny is they won't do it on a tournament I'm fishing. It usually happens on a tournament where I'm not fishing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If they know I'm not fishing it,
you're not.
That's what I don't mind helping anybody at all. I really don't. I don't mind helping nobody.
Yep.
But I'm gonna tell you what I've done here lately. If you're a piece of shit, you're gonna go on a wild goose chase, and you're gonna go on a good one. Hey, I sent guys to completely different lakes.
Yep. Oh, Jim just said multiple times daily.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with asking somebody questions, or I'll answer anything I can. I'm not. I mean, God knows I don't know near what some of the others know about electronics, about this or that, or all I know is if you put the bait in front of the fish, you're gonna get hit.
Yep. Okay, Denisa, she said 100 all day, every day, starting the week before. Where's bait? Where should I fish? Blah blah blah. Go find your own fish is what she said.
Hey, she gets tore up. She's like, yeah. I have to hear it all the time. about the
Yeah.
phone. She's like, oh, that's every day, all day, every day. That's like, and it's not just catfishermen neither. We're, and not all the time is it all about asking, this or that, but it is a lot. It happens a lot. I mean, it happens so much. And I told here's what I told Jim, I told Danessa, I told Micah. If something ever happens to me, the person that's getting my shit is the ones that's gonna go to my messenger, screenshot every bit of it, and post every bit of it on Facebook. That way, I can be an asshole even when I'm dead.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Hell yeah.
Hey, I'll have the biggest stir in the catfishing world ever, and I'll be dead.
Well, and that's why I did this, because the fact that a lot of people don't know you, and a lot of people don't know that this shit happened.
Oh my God, it's big, it's huge. I mean,
yeah.
And it's you and I. Most of these guys won't believe who some of these guys are.
Oh, I guarantee.
Who are like, it's like, are you kidding me? That's how you do your homework on it before a tournament.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And don't get me wrong. If there's somebody in a sport that needs help finding bait or needs help doing this, or if I can help them, I will. Don't get me wrong. But if you're a tournament fisherman and you're supposed to be
the
Johnny Badass,
yep,
you should be calling looking for help.
Yep, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Fish.
Yeah.
Now, how do you? So you're going on Wheeler. You already know your spots where you're going to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, are you searching on side imaging or your 2D or downstream?
Okay. Now here's my thing about. I'm not good. Hey, when it comes to electronics, I'm gonna give somebody in my. Now, I know I'm gonna take some slack over this.
Yep.
If I was new to the sport coming in to catfishing,
yeah,
I would take that side imaging and down imaging, and I would never ever use it unless I'm out looking for structure or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, if you're scanning for fish and you're only looking for spots to fish with side imaging, you're going over 100 million fish.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And guys, I swear to God, you can ask Danessa upstairs again. We was fishing one day. This guy come by. He said, there ain't no fish here. He was a guide on Wheeler.
Huh.
I was like, oh, yeah? He was like, yeah. He said, there ain't been none there. He goes, you need to go on down the lake a little ways. He said, and I was like, and we was smoking them. Smoking fish. He said, I scanned it. Now, guess what? If you went through there with side imaging or down imaging, hell, you wouldn't even see them on 2D.
Huh.
They was in the mud. Them fish, you would not see them fish.
Yep.
But I'm telling you right now, it was loaded with fish. It was a big shell bed. Because everybody knows it ain't no secret. I love fishing mussel beds.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
Find mussels, you found fish. Don't matter. They're there.
Yep.
And it was a huge shell bed. Never marked one fish on it. And, people look at me when we go over a lot of them. The fisherman is like, we ain't marking no fish. I said, I don't care. I don't care what that thing says.
Yep.
We're fishing it.
Yep. Well,
and 90% of the time, 2D don't lie.
No.
Down and side image will lie to you.
Yeah.
I don't care if you got a Solix 15-inch Gen 87. It's going to lie to you. If them fish ain't elevated, it's going to lie.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
that's how I caught my biggest flathead is it was up by Triana, up the river section.
Yeah.
And we were scanning this it's where the river makes a hard curve, and we were fishing just right where the current caught out, and it looked like they were logs.
Yeah.
At the bottom. And I said, I've seen this before. I've seen it at Red Rock before with the channels when they dig in the mud. And I said, I would say those are fish. And we anchored up, and within 5 minutes, we had our first. It was about a 35-pound fish in the boat, blue.
Yeah.
And then we caught 2 flatheads back to back, and then it kind of it went, didn't have a bite for about half hour, 45 minutes, and we reeled it in, and actually had a flathead come, suck the bait in without even moving the rod, and I was reeling that rod in, and it ended up being 56-pound flathead. And it was
Yeah.
just, and every one of them fish was just covered in mud.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Down imaging, side imaging, they have their place. They're a great tool,
Yep.
especially to search new water. But if you're only using that, you're missing out on a lot of fish.
oh, I bet. Yep.
I use 2D more than anything.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll use them to find, like on Red Rock. I know we're going back to channels,
Yeah.
but on Red Rock, and I use it on Wheeler as well, because you could tell. To me, you can tell what the fish are with the 2D. You know,
Yeah.
the hard returns and the soft returns from the catfish. You know, the skin. So,
but I use 2D a lot. And there's times you ain't gonna see them on 2D neither.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you been fishing, watch a rod fold over, and there be nothing on the screen?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You ain't marked nothing for 10 minutes, and then it gets slammed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then there's times, don't get me wrong, where you see every single fish, and you know, I'm real big for saying, hey, watch these rods. You know, get ready to watch the rods. You know, because you can see the fish come up in them. You know what's about to happen.
Yep.
And then, but there's other times, especially on a cold front, especially when there's a lot of current.
Yep.
Hey, now this might be different across. I don't know about the Mississippi and a few of them other rivers, but on the Ohio River, when there's current, them fish are glued to the bottoms.
Yep. See,
Glued, and you do not see a lot of them fish.
I was told that about Wheeler too. When there's current on the lake, they'll actually stuck tighter to the bottom, and when there's no current, they'll actually suspend up.
Yeah,
pretty high off the bottom too. So.
They will absolutely. That's why jug fishing works so efficient down there.
Yep.
When there's no current, them fish will suspend.
Yeah. So, Claude. All right. So I got a couple questions from Jason, Big Cat. He wants to know your speeds on dragging baits.
Hey, tell him I drag. Hey, he knows what speeds I drag. Hey,
he can hear you. So
there is no wrong speed. No. Hey, there's not a. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's times I went down there and caught them at 0.2, 0.3. There's times I went down there and caught them at 1.7, 1.6, 1.7. It all depends on the fish, what the fish are doing.
Yep. Oh man, we're really getting. Do you drag for miles shallow mud flats until you muscle beds? Redrag them in a quarter-acre section to save time?
Now I know who said that because he knows I don't do that.
Yep.
And that's would that be Micah Kendall?
Yep. That is.
Yeah. Tell him that's a good question, and no, I do not do that.
No, he does not.
He knows we make short little drags and move on.
Yep. Okay. Nice. Now, do you anchor more than you drag?
No. I get made for most people like on the Ohio River. I hardly ever drag, ever. Yeah. In the summertime when there's no current at all, I will drag some, but I don't anchor neither. Most people used to joke and say I never even had an anchor in my boat.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of drift. I drift a lot. Suspend baits off the bottoms.
Yep.
And but there's a couple things I like to fish on Ohio River. You know what I mean? Mussel beds is one of them. You find mussels, you found fish. It don't matter where in the country you go. When you find mussels, you found fish.
And there's quite a few mussel beds, especially on Wheeler.
Oh, there's huge ones on Wheeler.
Yep.
Yeah, and knowing what them fish are doing at each time of year, you can cut out so much water down there. It's pathetic because they all do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can catch fish all over that lake, but the big fish, you can almost set your watch what them things are going to do at each time of year.
Yep.
And you can cut out so much water.
Oh, yeah.
It's so predictable down there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Gayhart says, What about people new to fishing the rivers on a boat? What's the main things to know to catch and find fish? Just like a starter tip. I'd say an average river. I'd do the Ohio. Start out with the Ohio. Are you looking
fresh
for
bait?
Fresh bait and what, inside bends possibly?
Yeah. Any bend's gonna hold fish.
Yep.
Fresh bait. Fresh baits. And tell him when because I know him. So refroze skipjack that he bought from a bait shop that was already freezer burnt is not fresh bait.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
You need to spend time catching fresh bait every trip.
Yep. I agree with you 100%. Okay. Mike, would you buy bait from a bait dealer? Example, George Culver. Probably not. Probably not.
No, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
I bought bait one time in my life, and he was with me, and it'll never happen again.
Yep.
One time. That was on the worst trip I've ever had in my life. Guess where that was at?
Where?
Texas.
Really? Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Hey.
I agree with you. Bait was hard to find.
We went down there and looked for bait. We was getting 2 inchers, and I was like, so we ended up. I can't remember the guy we got them from, what his name was, but we ended up getting some, and honestly, yeah, Chris something.
Yep.
After we got it, I do not believe it was fresh.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't believe it was caught that night. I believe it was probably refroze.
Really?
It was not real good when we started using it.
Yeah.
And that may have been a problem too we had down there. But when we got down there, I wasn't going to waste any more time looking for bait. You know what I mean? I was going to have to run to another lake. Yep. And I was like, you know what? We'll just go buy some. It's, it is what it is. And everybody knows I cannot stand buying bait.
Oh yeah.
And but we did down there.
Well,
and it wouldn't have mattered.
You never know. You never know how old it is. I mean, really. Yep. And you don't know if they froze it right, or even how long ago they caught it, or if the dude had a bunch of diesel on his hands when he was packaging it or doing whatever. So
that's like down there at Wheeler. We'll sit out there and watch them bait guys fill the bottom of the boat up with skipjack, and it'd be 100 degrees, not one cube of ice.
Yep.
And then people up there buying it. I'm sitting there thinking, I wouldn't use that shit.
Yep.
But
yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. People do it
for sure.
But
well, man, we're going over an hour now, so
no heck.
It was good. It was good to have you on. I think.
Yeah.
I do believe. I think it's probably long overdue that people need to hear your opinion on a lot of shit. And yeah, I think it was a good show. So
yeah, it was a good show. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not always a dick. I can be. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not one to hide my. Some of that shit needs said, and some of it needs said a little more often.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep. But
I agree with you 100%.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some good guys in the catfish world. There really is some good guys out there. I mean,
yep.
And then you got some, that are attention seeking whores. That's all it is.
Yep. I agree with you 100%. So, well, all right, man. Well, I'm glad you joined the stream, and I think we'll go ahead and Gary St. Clair said it's a good show. Well, we appreciate it.
Hey, I want to endorse watching Tiger Kings
all the way to the third season.
At least the third season, third episode or season.
Yep.
I don't know how many there is. but I'm gonna find out tonight because I'm going upstairs and watching the third one or the fourth, whatever the number I'm on.
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, that'll work.
Yeah, it's a lot like catfishing.
a
swear.
lot of show, no go, huh?
Oh, it's a train wreck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for joining us. So.
All right, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. If any of you guys got any questions, or if you guys need help for big tournaments, just give Justin a hit on Messenger.
Yeah. Hey.
Hell yeah.
I'll help you all I can.
Yep. send you on a wild goose chase. Hell yeah.
I will too. Well, it depends on who you are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. I know. Yeah. I've asked you before on bait and fishing spots down there.
So. And you know, it all depends on who you are. You know what I mean? If you're genuine, there's nothing wrong with. I feel there's nothing wrong with it. You know, but if you're doing it and you're. What kills me the most is half these guys won't even. You'll walk right by them at a tournament, they won't snub their nose up and then call you. Yeah, it's like, yeah, they're gonna get the wild goose chase.
Hey, buddy, I seen you at the tournament. Yeah, I seen you walk by me. You didn't say a goddamn word.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Claude Reynolds wants to say you're gonna do a shout out to your sponsors, Justin.
Oh yeah. Hey, tell him. Look, ask him how he got cured of his pneumonia. He took a shot of Doc Browning's miracle elixir.
There you go.
And it cured him right up.
I'm surprised you didn't wear your shirt that you had made.
I was going to.
Yeah.
I really was. But
heck yeah. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you being on, and we'll talk about having another show on. So.
That sounds good to me.
All right, brother. Well, we'll talk to y'all later.
All right. Thanks, bud.
Yeah. See you later, Justin.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All righty. So that's basically the show. I know some of you got offended. I understand that. So what you do is you take that when you get offended, and you go to somebody else's channel and watch it, because I'm going to start telling the truth on here. I'm going to start having people on here that are telling the truth. And if you don't like it and you think we're bullies, then, I mean, it is what it is. So, but if you guys are wondering about stuff being taught on this show with, Justin Browning, you guys need to listen about what he's doing, about what he's using. It doesn't take a lot of crap to attract these fish. All it takes is fresh bait, and y'all need to realize that. So, but yep, no, that's the best one you ever done. All right, thanks guys, I appreciate it. And while you're in the stream, if you think this is a good show, go ahead and share it. So, I believe Justin. It was good to have Justin on. You don't see a lot of people promoting Justin, which I do. I think he's a hell of a fisherman. And you know what? He tells the truth because he's got a passion. And his passion is to, release bigger fish so they can, that everybody can catch more in the future. So, yeah, okay. So Mike says, sounds like we're guys are a bunch of butthurts and they're fucking crybabies, but that's your point. Yeah, that is my point, Mike. And you might think we're butthurt crybabies, but you know what? Our points usually catch fish. So I don't know about you, Mike, but how have you done the last 3 Red Rock tournaments? That's my opinion, So I'll dig the trophies out. I think I got them sitting on the, I got them buried under some crap that I don't need anymore. So, but yeah. So if y'all enjoyed the show, go ahead and share it. Yes, people do need to listen to him. He's a hell of a fisherman. And I would say he's a good advocate for preaching CPR and for regulations too. So, but yeah, other than that, so yeah, that's going to be the end of the show. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a share. And yeah, we'll go from there. So rock on, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. We're out. And broadcast. Here we go.